So this is the first video you'll see on the Supermoto build. That is the CRF450R. Those are Supermoto wheels. This is an idiot that doesn't have a clue what he's doing. So it should be funny. If you want to build a Supermoto, you've apparently got to show interest in bearings. So let's see how that goes, eh? So the first issue we have encountered on the motocross wheels, 3-bolt and a nut. On the Supermoto wheels, it is threaded. It's like a threaded mounting point. So the bolts that we had didn't fit, so we've just gone and got some more bolts from the local bike shop back here, Superstore. Hopefully get this fitted up, and that should be the front wheel done. So when I was putting the wheel back on, obviously this front wheel is wider than the motocross front wheel, so won't go on with the caliper. Pretty straightforward enough, and just whipping the caliper off. But something to just bear in mind before you try and ram your Supermoto wheel in is that you may just have to strip a little bit more out just to make room. Never leave your caliper dangling, because you just don't be, obviously. And then I don't think that those spacers are correct, because that looks like way too much room. So I'm going to measure across the motocross wheel to this one and see what the difference is. So it turns out it actually is the same. I used the axle to measure the distance from spacer to spacer. It is the same. They must just like pull in slightly when you fit the wheel. So let's get it fitted up, see where we're at. Right, so it actually does fit. Now just got to get the caliper. I mean, in theory, it should be the same. But we'll see. Amazingly, the front wheel fits with, I say no issue. There is an issue, but it's just the brake cable rubbing on there. So we'll just reroute that brake cable somewhere. Should be easy enough. Maybe just run it around the back of the fork down to it instead of round on the guard, but sweet. So we're all bolted on. Everything's looks pretty good, to be fair. The only thing is, it's an issue with the threads in these. So this is sitting a bit mad. Obviously I had to reroute the brake cable because it was rubbing on the inside of this. I need to take these off, retap these threads. There's another one at the back there with the bolt missing. This one seems okay, but I'll take them off and we'll check it just to make sure. But obviously this is now holding, I mean, it holds the brake there anyway, but I've just added a little extra one to route it round the side just to keep it away from that wheel when it's spinning. But yeah, front wheel is on. Right, so we're on to the back wheel. The day has been disrupted. We've stopped mid-build to go to a funeral, but we are back. Front wheel's on. Back wheel, this doesn't fit. This won't transfer over. So obviously the fitment there is slightly different, so we're going to have to look for a disc. I don't know how. We'll measure some stuff and figure it out. Sprocket fits, that's fine. Now what I've got to do is there's a spacer like in the bearing. I need to get that out. The spacers that were on it fit my spindle, so that means that if I get that out, my spindle will fit straight through the bearings. So that is the next job, but I have been using a hammer so far with no joy. I don't want to use too much force because I'm scared of damaging the wheels. So, don't know. We'll carry on trying, see how far we get. I give up. Only with the trying to hammer the bit out. We're still making a Supermoto. Got the wheel in the back there. We're heading to Bike Gear Superstore. It's bike night, so it's usually shut. It's like, what time is it now? It's 5:15. It is normally shut, but luckily I've decided to partake in silly activities on a Thursday, so it's open late. So we'll go and try and get this centrepiece out. It looks like it's been put in to change the diameter for a smaller spindle, but mine's the bigger size, so I just need to get it out and then the bearing should fit. And then tomorrow, see if there's somewhere local I can get a disc because the fitment's slightly different, and then we should, touch wood, be up and running. Someone has said to get a smaller rear sprocket just to give it a little bit better, more road orientated, but I don't know how small to go, so I'll use my current one and I'll see how it is, and then I might end up buying a couple probably and just going downsizing until I find out what suits best. So see you in the workshop. Right, we are back from the bike shop. I didn't film I was in there because I was scared I was going to break something, and I actually didn't want to catch it on camera. I got it out, so it was this. It was like inside the hub almost, and it was just changing the diameter from whatever the outside of that is to the inside for a smaller spindle. It does fit. It does fit. So this is currently what we're working with. The back wheel is on. Does fit. Chain is quite loud. All I need now tomorrow is to go and find a disc that fits. So the bolt pattern on the disc is slightly different, but I need the outer diameter to stay the same, so I don't need a adapter for the rear caliper, because that slides into like a little part in the swing arm. So touch wood, hopefully tomorrow we'll get that and we're good to go. This has been, I don't want to say it, but it's been easier than I thought it was going to. Probably mainly due to the fact that the spaces that I got with the wheels were correct. So even though that internal spindle was a different size, the actual spacers that go either side, both on the front and back, did seem to fit. So all I am going to do, I mean I could take the wheel with me, but I'm not going to. All I'm going to do is measure across the mounting points. I'll take the original disc in because I need the outer diameter to that, and we'll go and have a wander around tomorrow, find a disc. Apart from that, done. Job's a good one. 1 day job. That never ever happens to me, so I've said it now, haven't I? See you in 3 weeks when I'm still looking for a disc that fits this boat and I can't ride it. Oosh.